Hey guys, good evening. Guys, if you are able to see my screen, just type S in the chat box so that we can get started. Yeah, thanks for the confirmation, guys. So yesterday, we have seen how to set up Selenium by creating a Maven project and configuring that Maven project by adding the dependency tags of Selenium library to this project. Now, today we are going to start with some getting started list. Okay, there are some. You see, yesterday I explained you that Selenium is not a visual UI tool. Rather, it is a API library which contains a set of predefined classes, interfaces, and its predefined methods, etc. So by using the predefined methods of the predefined classes and interfaces, we have to write the automation scripts. Today, I'm going to start with some getting started list of predefined methods which can be used majorly for writing the automation scripts to get started. So here I'll right click on this SRC test Java and create a new package. I'll say getting started list pack. Getting started list pack. Inside this, I'm going to demonstrate you all the commands of Selenium. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate the different commands of Selenium. A lot of commands are there, guys. Okay, a lot of commands are there for Selenium automation. So if you want me to show here, I already have created a separate YouTube playlist for that. But we don't have to learn everything like that. But I'm going to show you Firefox, Selenium WebDriver commands. Just search like this. You see, these are the list of 78 commands. I created a separate playlist, guys. This is an optional thing. If you are interested, you can watch this full list of Selenium WebDriver commands. But as part of today's session, I'm going to cover only the getting started list of predefined commands, which are nothing but the predefined methods of predefined classes and interfaces of Selenium WebDriver API library. So let me open the notes first. For that, let me open the notes. Just give me a second. Let the notes open. Okay, fine. So here, Selenium WebDriver commands getting started list is there. I'll just copy this link and open it here so that notes will be opened. Okay. So where are the notes? These are the notes. Copy these notes. I'll just copy this notes and paste because this is something required for you. So I'll just paste in the WhatsApp group so that you can have a reference later. Selenium WebDriver commands getting started list notes. These are the notes. Fine. And let's get started now with the notes. Selenium WebDriver commands that are predefined methods of the predefined classes and interface of Selenium WebDriver, and it's a getting started list. So we are going to enjoy this journey because yesterday we have only launched it. If you have seen yesterday, guys, no matter which class, which file you take, we just have written only one line. What is that one line that we have written? Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Or we have written Edge driver is equal to new Edge driver. This will open the Edge browser. This will open the Chrome browser. If you go to the Firefox driver is equal to new Firefox driver. Only one line we have written. This constructor will launch the Firefox browser. Internet Explorer driver is equal to new Internet Explorer driver. Okay. This will launch Edge browser in IE mode. When you say this one, this will not work. This got deprecated already. It's not supported. Opera driver is not supported anymore. Only those things we have seen yesterday, guys. But we are going to go to the next level now. That is, first of all, already covered yesterday, Selenium WebDriver is an API library which contains a set of predefined library of methods which belong to predefined classes and interfaces. Okay. So here, go to the, instead of Google searching, right? It's better you go to the official website of Selenium. These notes were older, so I just update myself every time. Go to the official website of Selenium, click on the downloads, click on the downloads. In the downloads page, under the Java, you can see API docs, click on the API docs. Here you can get the complete API library of Selenium. This is the API library of Selenium, guys. This is the API library of Selenium. Okay. And fine. Let's start using the predefined methods of Selenium WebDriver. So here, a lot of predefined methods are there in this library, guys. A lot of predefined methods are there in this library. We'll see that one by one. First method is get method. First method is get method. If you type WebDriver here, let's say, you type WebDriver here, for example, search for this WebDriver interface. It has some lot of predefined methods like get method is there. This method, excuse me, this method I'm going to cover now, guys. This method I'm going to cover. So let's learn in a different way. Let's not worry about this API library and confuse ourselves. Let's leave the API library for a while. You already know that Selenium WebDriver is an API library. It contains a lot of predefined methods which belong to predefined classes and interfaces in Selenium. Those predefined methods of the predefined classes and interfaces of the Selenium WebDriver API library we are going to use for solving our purpose. The first such kind of predefined method or predefined command which belong to the Selenium WebDriver API library is what, guys? Everyone type in the chat box. What is this predefined method that I'm going to cover now? What is the predefined method I'm going to cover now? Everyone type in the chat box. Yes, get predefined method. Get predefined method. Get predefined method. This is get with circular brackets. Okay. I'm going to demonstrate that. So here, I'm going to create a class. I'll just name this class as get method demo. Get method demo. With main method, I'll create. Inside the main method, I'll take any of the browser, guys. I'll not take all the browsers here. Only one browser I'll take. Let's say I'll take Chrome browser. For Chrome browser, if I want to launch the Chrome browser, I need to create an object for which class? Chrome driver class. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Yes, I need to create an object for the Chrome driver class. Control Shift O. Automatically, Chrome driver will be imported from the appropriate library. From Selenium library, or you can hover the mouse and select import statement. Anything is fine. The next one is driver dot get command. Using this object reference of the Chrome driver class, we are calling a method known as which method, guys? Which predefined method of Selenium WebDriver we are calling? Get predefined method. Now in this get predefined method, we have to provide double quotes. We have to provide double quotes. We have to provide double quotes, and inside the double quotes, we have to provide the URL. For example, I want to open one URL, let's say, that is this particular URL I want to open. tutorialsninja.com/demo application URL I want to open. By looking at this URL, I'll type it here. Tutorials, what is there here? tutorialsninja.com/demo. Now, if I run the script, what will happen, guys? Tell me what will happen. First, it will open the Chrome browser. First, it will launch the Chrome browser. Chrome driver constructor will be called and it will launch the Chrome browser. And after that, what should happen? The get command will do what? It has to open this application URL in this particular browser. Do you think this will happen? Guys, do you think this will happen?
No.
No. It will not happen for a reason. What is the reason? Why it will not happen? The kind of format of the URL I provided is wrong, guys. Okay. A lot of people do this particular kind of mistake. While providing the URL inside the get command in double quotes, you see they will not, if they look into the browser and type this particular URL here, this is not the correct format. Yes, Madhuri, you are right. Whatever you have pinged in the chat box, like https://www is missing. Yes, that's 100% right. This is not the proper formatted URL. So here, when I run this code, we are going to get a exception in the output. Till now, we have seen Java related exceptions. This time, first time you will see Selenium WebDriver related exceptions also will be there. If you give some wrong type of things in Selenium WebDriver, Selenium WebDriver library also will throw an exception for you. You see, already exception is thrown in the output console. Did you see the application URL opened in the browser here? Guys, a browser has opened. Chrome browser has been launched. Do you see any URL being opened here in the browser? No, right? There's no URL opened in the browser. Close this and observe that already we got an error here. You can clearly see there is an error here. What is the kind of exception we got? What is the kind of exception Selenium has thrown? Invalid argument exception. Okay, we don't have to just learn the commands. Okay, we don't have to just learn the commands, guys. We also have to know the situations where we are going to get different type of exceptions. If you want to be good with Selenium automation, not just learn the Selenium WebDriver commands, but also learn the different type of exceptions we may face in runtime, real time. Okay, so for that also I created a playlist, guys. For that also, if you want to know, because in interviews they may ask you this kind of questions, when you will get this kind of exception in Selenium WebDriver automation, like that they'll ask you some questions. Okay, you should be good with that. So let me search for that QFox. Selenium exceptions. The separate playlist I think so I created. Let's see if it is there. Selenium exception types. How many exceptions I created in this playlist? 14 types of exceptions I created, guys. Like invalid argument exception, like there are many type of exceptions I created in this playlist. Okay, you can look into that. Okay, Selenium exception types is a playlist I created, guys. In that playlist, you have 14 exception types I created. Okay. Okay. So you can follow that kind of playlist if required. It's not compulsory, guys. Naturally, we are going to learn anyhow in these sessions here and there. But one of the such kind of exceptions that will make us confident, guys. Don't think exception is something, dangerous like that. Okay. We have to learn about the exceptions. If you want to be good with Selenium automation, you have to know at what mistakes we do in Selenium automation, because of which we'll get this kind of exceptions also we should know. If you don't give the URL properly in the get command, you are going to get what? Invalid argument exception. The reason for the exception is what? Invalid argument. Which line we got the exception? How to find in which line? You see here, this is the name of the class is get method demo. We have to find inside all these classes, we have to find get method demo dot java at 10th line. This is the line where we got the exception. Okay, this is the line. Yes, 10th line is the line where we got the exception, and this is not in a proper way. Is not in a proper way. So what is the best practice while providing the application URL in the get command? What is the best way? The best way is don't type the URL. This will result in
copy and paste.
Yes, copy and paste is the best way, right? Here you will get invalid argument exception. I'll just comment it out so that you can have a reference. Driver.get. Here in double quotes, I'll just go to the application. Okay, when after searching for the after browsing this application, right, I'll just copy paste this one. Simply copy, right click copy, that's it. Okay, after browsing this application page, just right click on the URL and copy, that's it. Okay, no matter HTTPS is visible or not, just simply right click and copy. Instead of typing manually, paste it, Control V. Now did you get this protocol? HTTPS protocol, every complete proper formatted URL is coming. This time you will get invalid argument exception. No, you will not get it. It will work fine this time. It's better. Best practice is that I recommend everyone to copy paste rather than typing manually. Manually yourself open the browser, open the application URL in the browser and copy paste the URL, guys. That's the best way. Right click run as Java application. Observe that in a while, the Chrome browser will launch. In the opened Chrome browser, this application URL will be opened. So that is the purpose of the get command, guys. What is the purpose of the get command? Tell me. Guys, what is the purpose of the get command? To open the application URL in the browser, we have to use get command. Driver.get command. Driver.get. Browser level command it is. To open the application URL in the browser, we have to use get command. You see, the application URL has been opened in the browser. With the help of get command, it is working fine. We didn't get any exception or something here. You see, it's completely blank. That's okay. Okay. Everyone clear? Everyone clear with the get command? If you are clear, just type C in the chat box. Just type C or S in the chat box. Anything is fine. Great. Okay. We'll see different type of commands now. We are just getting started with the list of commands. The first command, using the object reference, we have called this get command. Inside the get command, we provided double quotes. Inside the double quotes, we copy pasted the URL line that has opened the application URL in the browser. I'll close this one. Okay, I'll create one more thing for the next command separately. Next one is what? Manage.window.maximize. I'll tell you what is that. Just carefully listen. Here I'll write class maximize browser demo. Maximize browser demo with main method. Guys, what if I do something like this? What if I write something like this? Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. If I say, is the Chrome browser opening in maximize mode or some kind of resized mode it's opening? By default, the Chrome browser that is being launched by this line is opened in a maximize mode or some kind of mode. Which mode it is running? Some kind of resized mode. It's not minimized, it's not maximized. Okay, it's not either minimized or maximized. It's kind of some resized mode. It's some kind of default sized mode. Okay, open the right click, run a Java application. Observe that the Chrome browser will launch. Observe the size of the Chrome browser which is being launched. It's not launching in maximize mode. You see, it's not launched in maximize mode. Can you see that, guys? The browser is not launched in maximize mode. How to make this maximize mode? You have to click on this option, square box option. Then this is a maximize mode. What is minimize mode? Just click on this minus option, that is minimize. So is the browser opening in minimize or maximize mode by default? No, the browser is not opening in minimize or maximize mode. Browser is not opening in minimize or maximize mode. Some kind of sized browser is coming. Some resized browser is coming. Some kind of default size of the browser, some height and width of the browser is there, that is coming. We don't have to worry what is the default size here. Okay. But it's not neither minimized nor maximized. Okay. It's some kind of resized mode, we can say. What if I want to maximize this browser window? Instead of simply opening like this, after opening that browser, if I want to maximize, what I have to do? Write driver dot. There's a command known as, everyone type in the chat box, the name of the command is manage command. Everyone type in the chat box, what is the name of the command? Manage command. Everyone type manage command in the chat box. Only manage you type for now. Only manage. Only manage. Driver dot, immediately you have to call manage command. Browser level command is, this is a browser level command, like get command is browser level command. Manage is also another browser level command. The return type of the manage command is what? What is the return type? What it is returning? Object of which class it is returning? Manage command, when I hover the mouse on the manage predefined method, the return type is coming as what? Can you see, guys, what is the return type of the manage command? Options class. From Selenium library, options class it is returning. So write down here options is equal to, hover the mouse on these options, and create local variable. The moment you select that option, the return type of the manage command will come here as a declaration for this particular variable. Okay. So this is what happened so far. Will this maximize the browser window? This particular line will maximize the browser window? The answer is still no. The answer is no, guys. This is not the complete statement. Okay. Driver.manage is part of the statement only, which is returning the object of the options class. Now using the options class object reference, I have to call one more method, that is window command. Everyone type in the chat box the next command. After manage command, what is the next command I'm covering here? Which is a predefined method of the options class. What is that command? Window command. Window method or command, whatever you say. Okay. Then what is the return type of this window? What it is returning, guys? What it is returning? Window class. Object of the window class. I'll simply write window here. Window is equal to, hover the mouse on this and say create local variable. That's it. The return type of the window command will come here. That is a window class. It will declare the window variable. Will this maximize the browser window edge? The answer is still no. These two lines will not maximize the browser window. We have to still do something. What is that something that we have to do? We have to take this object reference, that is window. Now you will get a lot of commands. If you want to go to the full screen mode, or if you want to maximize, or if you want to minimize, or if you want to resize, set some size, you can do a lot of commands will be there, guys. But the main command that we have to use here, mostly we'll use this maximize command. Everyone type in the chat box maximize command. Window.maximize. Window.maximize. What is the return type of maximize command? What is the return type? Is there any return type here? Void. Void is the return type. It doesn't return anything. Okay. Driver.manage is returning the object of the options class. Using the object reference of the options class, you have called the window method, that is returning the object of the window class. And using the object reference of the window class, we have called the maximize. which doesn't return anything. Now, these three lines together will maximize the browser window, yes or no? Now you are getting a confidence that this particular three lines will open the browser, will switch the browser to the maximize mode, yes or no? Yes, it's very clear. Driver.manage, the options.window, window.maximize. This will definitely maximize the browser window, guys. I'll run the code, but this is not the, in three lines I've written the code, but I'll reduce the lines. Just wait for a while. There's a concept. You see, in a while, the browser will get maximized. Is the browser got automatically maximized, yes or no? Is the browser got automatically maximized, yes or no, guys? Yes, right? It got automatically maximized with the commands. Now, but most of the people will not write the code like this. If you see some people writing Selenium automation code, they will not write the code like this. This is actual internal implementation, but most of the people will not write this code like this. They will do something like this, okay? What they will do, they'll take this driver.manage, they'll write driver.manage, okay? And this will return the object of which class? This driver.manage will return the object of which class? Object of which class?
Option.
Option. This is nothing, whatever I highlighted is nothing but the option of the, whatever I highlighted here in the 16th line is nothing but the object of the options class, yes or no?
Yes.
Do I have to store it? Do I have to store it? It's not compulsory. This particular statement is nothing but the object of the options class indirectly. The return type of the manage is nothing but the object reference of the options class. I don't have to store it a particular variable, name it, and declare that variable here. This thing that I'm highlighting is nothing but the object of the options class. Directly say dot. Whatever that you say options dot, which command we can retrieve? This object of the options class. Assume that this option object of the options class. Options dot, which command I can get it here? Window command. Window. I can get it. Now, till here, if I see this is object of which class then? This highlighted statement is object of which class now?
Options.
Just think properly. This particular statement now is object of which class? Driver.manage.window. Till window we came. Window class. Okay. The return type of window is what? The last method you have to take generally. The last method you have to take. You should not take this one. This is still options class only, but the last method is window. It's object. This is nothing but the object of window class. Then what I will do? Window dot object of the window class dot. Which command I have to call? Which command I have to call? Maximize command.
Maximize.
That's it. Okay. Do you have to write three lines? This three lines is also okay, but no one will write three lines. Everyone in the industry will write one line only for maximizing the browser window. Like this is object of the options class, object reference of the options class dot window. Now object reference of the window class dot maximize. Simple. Okay. This is a kind of design pattern, guys. This is a kind of design pattern. Whatever I'm showing here is a design pattern where when you have multiple, when you create this kind of multiple statements, right? You can do something like this. Okay. You can do something like this. Okay. Based on the return types and all, we can do something like this. Okay. Driver.manage object of the options class dot window, object of the window dot class maximize. Okay. Single line we have to write. Run as right click, run as Java application. It will maximize the browser window. You don't have to write three lines. Just one line is enough. This is the best way to remember maximize. Everyone teach you directly driver.manage.window.maximize. You guys will get confused why someone has written driver.manage.window.maximize. But this is actually the, if I break it down, it can be created in three statements. The three statements they have optimized into one statement. Okay. You see, it still got maximized. You can try this yourself, guys. You can try this yourself. You can create multiple classes and create some return types and create object for one class and directly say object reference dot that particular method of that class which has some return type of other class dot. You can try this out. Okay, this object chaining or something, we generally say this one as object chaining. If I remember properly, it's called as object chaining. ChatGPT. Let's go to ChatGPT and find it out. It's object chaining, I think so. Most probably it's object chaining only. Let me confirm that for you because it's been a while for me where I have implemented. But definitely, if I remember properly, it's object chaining concept in Java. Let's search for that. Let's wait for the search results. 1 minute. If this is taking a lot of time, then we'll go here and just press enter here. Object chaining concept in Java. The Google may give you faster results sometimes. You can find object chaining is a programming technique that allows you to call multiple methods on an object in a single line of code. This can be done by returning the object itself from the method, each method call. Series of method calls which make you code more concise and readable. This is object chaining mechanism. By simple words, is object chaining mechanism. I can also demonstrate this object chaining mechanism in Spring class. Let me do that. Okay, so I'll just go here to Java project, and here I'll just create one more package. Whenever this kind of situations come, right, I'll take that. Okay, object chaining demo. In Java also we can see that. Okay, this is a package, right? Object chaining pack. Let me rename this pack in a proper way. Refactor rename. Object chaining pack. This is a different project, guys. This is a different project that we were using earlier for writing the Java programs and practicing Java programs. This is a project we have used. Let me close this and go to this object chaining pack. Create a new class. Object chaining demo. We'll go with some predefined classes in Java like string class, etc., where we can implement the object chaining. So here you see string str is equal to, I'll say, my name is Arun Motori. Now put a semicolon here. Now write down str dot. Okay, str dot. I'll write something like this. Substring method. Begin index and ending index I'll take. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 11. Starting from 11 to the end. I'll not give the ending index if I don't give. This is a normal substring method. This is one overloaded method. It will only pick what? Up to Arun Motori it will pick. If I print it directly, right? String str2 is equal to, if I say, print it out, what will be printed in the output, guys? Arun Motori will be printed in the output. str2, my name will be printed in the output. Instead of my name is Arun Motori, only the substring text starting from the index 11 to the end of the string text will be printed. Arun Motori got printed. Now, what if the return type is what, guys? For the substring, what is the return type? The substring return type is what? Object of the string class. Instead of writing like this, what we can do is str dot substring dot. Okay, substring dot replace another string method I am taking. Object reference of the string class dot replace. Instead of writing like this, for example, instead of writing like this, string str2 is equal to, then string str3 is equal to str2 dot replace, let's say, replace this space in the Arun Motori text, replace the space with underscore, let's say, with underscore. I would like to replace the space with underscore symbol, Put a, just underscore, what is underscore, and here string 3. Here I'll print the str3. Now what will happen? Arun underscore Motori will come. Okay, 2 lines have written already. Arun underscore Motori. Then after that, I would like to do one more thing, that is str3 dot. What is the return type of the replace? String class only. Object difference of the string class only, right? str3 dot. I'll take again substring, another substring I'll take. This time I'll take the substring like this. In the Arun underscore Motori, right? In this Arun underscore Motori, which is the result, I'll take 0, 1, 2, 3. From 1, starting from the index 1 to this is excluding index 4 we have to give. 1, 4 we have to give. And I'll store this result. What is the return type of the substring again? String only. The return type of the substring is string only. String str4 I have to say. str4 is equal to. Now here I'll print str4. What will happen? RUN will be printed in the output. Okay. str4 will contain RUN. Run. Now I want to find the size of the string. So what I have to do? str4 dot length predefined method. Okay. The return type of the length predefined method is what? Int size. So I'll just print the size here. The size of this run is how much? What is the size of this run? 3. 3 should be printed in the output. Now, how many statements I have written here, guys? How many statements I have written here to get the size of this? 3 statements, right? How many statements I have written? 4 statements. How many statements I have written? 4 statements. Correct. 4 statements is right. Can I write this in a single line? Is it possible to write this particular thing in a single line? Is it possible? Is it possible to write in a single line? These 4 statements, can I write in a single line? I'll try that. You see, str dot substring of the same thing. I'll replicate substring of 11. I'll say this is object reference of the string class. So dot I will say object reference of the string class is dot. This is a string class object reference dot. Directly replace method I can call. Okay, this is called as object chaining, guys. Okay, replace method. Simply say dot replace. Replace what? Space with underscore. Space with underscore. And this is nothing but the replace method will return the string class only. Object reference of the string class dot. Again, we can call the another predefined method of the string class, that is substring, where begin index and end index are there. Begin index is 1 and excluding end index is 4. This is including beginning index. This is excluding ending index. Okay. So after that, this the return type of the substring is again the string class dot length. I can say using the string object reference of the string class dot length. It will return you the return type as int. Okay, you can directly cut this and paste inside the method. You don't even have to write anything here. You see how simple it is to write the code now. Using the object chaining mechanism inside the print statement, I have written str dot substring dot replace dot. Okay, like this we can write. Okay, run this code, right click, run as Java application. You see, like this. Even I can simplify this, guys. If you want, I can simplify this one. If I create the thing like this, for example, string, here I'll write new string of my name is Arun Motori. I'll write here. My name is Arun Motori. I'll write here. Put a semicolon here. Now, this is nothing but the object of which class? This particular thing is object of which class, guys? This particular thing is of string class, right? I'll cut it here, and instead of str, I'll write this. Done. Even I don't have to write a single line also. You see how much optimization I'm doing. System.out.println, the object of the string class dot substring dot. This is nothing but the object of the string class only, because the return type of the substring is nothing but the object of the string class dot replace method. We are calling of the string class. The return type of the replace method is also string class, object of the string class. So object of the string class dot substring. The return type of the substring is also again return type of the substring is also string class. So object of the string class dot length. Finally, in a single line, I'm getting the size again. The same size I will get. 3 only I'll get. You see, you don't have to write this many lines of code. Only one line is enough. If you want, if you want to optimize, you can go to that level. Clear, everyone? What is object chaining mechanism is clear for everyone. Based on the return type and all, object reference dot, that particular predefined method we can call. Okay. So this is another example to make your confidence higher. I have taken this Java example. Like that, you can try a lot of other things, guys. You can you know, method chaining, object chaining. People call it with different names. Method chaining. So let's go with method chaining. What they are calling as method chaining. You see, this is called as method chaining. Okay, method chaining. I think this is called as method chaining. I don't know whether it's called as object chaining or not, but it's definitely called as call multiple methods on an object in a single line of code. Yeah, you can call it as object chaining or method chaining. That's okay. String dot to uppercase, to lowercase. We can do all the stuff. Okay, in a single class. Okay, so give me a second. Why this is not working? Just give me a second, guys. Is there any problem with ChatGPT today? Looks like there's a problem. Anyone facing the same problem with ChatGPT? I'm not getting anything here. Is it working for anyone? ChatGPT is working for anyone? Okay, a lot of people are facing that. So okay. Then let's leave it about yeah, server is down maybe. Okay. Maybe server is done. Okay. For some people it's okay, maybe. Method chaining versus object chaining. Is there any difference or something? I'll just see. They're calling it as method chaining, guys. Most of the cases they're not calling it as object chaining, they're calling it as method chaining. Let's call this method chaining only for a while, okay? Until we are clear, let's this is called as method chaining, okay? The return type of this particular method, we'll consider that as the object reference of the return type of the class, and then we'll call the appropriate method of that particular object. Then what is the return type of this particular method? Object reference of that particular return type of the class of this particular method at that particular predefined method, okay? So that's the reason we came here, like, that's the reason we are able to write this particular line in single line, okay? A lot of people, if you see, right, for maximizing the browser window, they will write like this. They will not write like this. This is actual implementation, but to reduce the number of lines, we can optimize like this. Using the method chaining concept, we can optimize in a single line. Optimized using method chaining mechanism. Okay, optimized using method chaining mechanism in Java. This method chaining concept belongs to Java. Okay, fine. It's a kind of pattern. That we can follow. Okay. Everyone clear with this? Maximizing the browser window is clear for everyone? Everyone clear with the maximizing the browser window now? Great. So next time when you write this, don't get confused why you are writing like this. This is actual implementation. To optimize this using method chaining mechanism, we are writing like this, okay? That you have to get understanding of. Don't by heart the things, rather understand the things, okay? That will make your learning easier. Similarly, you can minimize the browser window. If you want to minimize the browser window, very simple, guys. How to minimize the browser window? You can help me out now. New class, minimize browser demo. If you want, generally we don't minimize during the real time. We don't minimize the browser. Very rare cases we have to minimize, but we can learn about this command, guys. We can learn about this minimize browser command. First, I'll write Chrome driver. Driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Control Shift O. Then I'll say driver dot manage dot window dot, instead of maximize I am typing minimize. That's it. In place of maximize I am typing minimize. Run this code. This will minimize the browser window. It will be very fast, guys. You'll see the browser launching and immediately getting minimized. Okay, it will be very fast. You see that the browser will launch immediately. It will get minimized. It got minimized immediately, right? You can see the minimized browser here. This is a minimized browser. Okay. So very simple command, that is, if you understand the maximize, it doesn't take much time to understand the minimize anyhow here. So next one is, what is the next command? What is the next important command we have here? What is the next command we have here? Find element. Everyone type in the chat box, find element. Till now we have seen the browser level commands. This get command, whether you talk about the get command or this maximize command or minimize command, all these are the browser level commands. Okay. For this browser level commands, do you have to find any elements on the web pages? For this browser level commands, do you have to find any elements on the web pages? Like you have to find any button on the web pages, or you have to find a checkbox field on the web page, or you have to find a text box field on the web page. Do you have to do that? Directly driver.get, driver.manage.window.maximize, directly driver.manage.window.minimize. But you don't have to find any element. But for the first time, we have to find an element here using the find element command. This is not a browser level command. There are a lot of commands here which are not browser level. This is a browser level command only, but in-depth things are not browser level commands. You are helping the Selenium in finding the element, basically. Okay, you are using this find element command. What is the advantage? You are helping Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver API library is coming with this find element command, to which we have to pass the type of the locator, using which Selenium will find the element on the web page, and later we can perform the operations on the element. Okay. So find element is the command, guys. Find element is the command that I'm going to cover now. It's very important command. Okay, it is very important command. Find element is a very important command. So let me write down something here. For example, let's do one thing, very simple automation script I will try to, write. The first command I'll use with the help of ID. Okay, so I'll do one thing. I'll just go to the login page directly. I'll go to the login page. Guys, can you see the login page here? You can see the login page, right? If I want to log in to this login, if I want to log in from this login page, what I have to do? I have to enter the valid email address. I have to enter the valid password, and I have to click on the login button. Yes or no? Yes or no, guys?
Yes.
Yes, we have to do that, right? I'm going to show you how to log into this application with the help of Selenium WebDriver. So for that, I'll write, sorry, right click new class, find element demo. Okay, find element by ID. I'll say for now. Lot of examples I'm going to give you guys. Okay, this find element by ID I'm going to take. Lot of different examples I'll take for different things. So here first line is no matter whatever you write, first line will be Chrome driver. If you want to run your automation scripts on Chrome browser, Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Chrome driver. In the coming sessions, I'll show you how to incorporate different type of browsers for cross-browser testing. But for now, let's not go there. The time will come for you when I'll show you how to decide the browsers dynamically. Okay, here only I'm taking an example of single browser like Chrome browser, but there are many other browsers like Firefox browser, Edge browser, Safari browser, many IE browser, everything is there. But we are only here. In the coming sessions, at some point of time, I'll show you how to implement cross-browser thing. Okay. Till then, you have to wait, guys. Okay. Till then, we'll go with the sample browser that is Chrome browser because I love Chrome browser. Out of all the browsers, my favorite browser is Chrome browser. I feel very light. I don't know why, but I feel very. Maybe I got habituated also at the same time. Maybe some new browsers also came into the market which are even lighter than Chrome browser, but I got habituated to the Chrome browser a lot compared to other browsers. And also at the same time, it's kind of light. I don't have to take a very big decision to move to other browsers. So I stick to Chrome browser a lot of times. So most of the things that I cover as part of Selenium automation, I'll try to explain on the Chrome browser until we reach a state where we have to run on different browsers. Till then, I'll use a Chrome browser. Okay. Till then, I'll use a Chrome browser. Yeah. Opera browser for a different reason I'll use. Opera browser I'll use for a different reason. Okay. I use it personally. For automation, my favorite browser is Chrome browser only. For automation, my favorite browser is Chrome browser. Okay. But since Opera browser is not there in the list, right? So I'll not use that. Selenium doesn't support Opera browser anymore. Okay. That's the thing. But personally, my favorite browser is Opera browser only. You can see that all my email address, everything is, is on the, okay, is on the Opera browser here. Okay. Whatever the work I do, right? Basically, whatever the work, whether I have to work on some Canva or something, I generally use Opera browser. It's kind of best for me. I use it for personal purpose. But coming to the official purpose during Selenium automation, I prefer Chrome browser a lot. Okay. And even browsing, right, or ChatGPT or something that I use, right, mostly I'll use Chrome browser only. So I got habituated like that. That's okay. Fine. Anyone can have any type of favorite browser, and you can use any browser for any other purposes. You may not have to stick to a single browser, right? I'll use all the different browsers like Chrome, Firefox, Opera. Edge I use very less because I have to launch it, and I don't, I generally don't use. I didn't get habituated to that Edge browser, but it's even light nowadays. That's okay. Chrome driver is called new Chrome driver. I'll hover the mouse on the Chrome driver and import it. And then I would like to maximize the browser window. How to maximize the browser window? Driver.manage.window. These are the general steps we are going to write going ahead for all the automation scripts. After that, I have to open the application URL, driver.get in double quotes. I'll directly take you to the login page, guys. Okay. I directly will take you to the login page. The entire URL of the login page I am taking here. Copy this. Don't type it manually. Copy paste. So when I do this, you will directly be taken to the login page. Once you are taken to the login page, what I want to do here is, once you are in the login page, what I want to do is, you have to enter the email address into the email address field and password into the password field. Then you have to click on the login button. Okay. Then you have to click on the login button. That's what you have to do. Let's say you have to do that. Inspect this email address field. Inspect this email address field. When I inspect this, right click on this email address field and select inspect option. And here, do you see the ID locator here? ID attribute value is there. In one of the previous sessions, I covered, guys, for you. Different type of locators I covered, right, in the beginning of the sessions. Remember, everyone?
Yes.
I covered different type of locators, but you don't have to have so much of idea. But just assume that if it has an ID attribute, means ID means unique. ID means unique. It is a proper locator. ID attribute value you have to copy. And here, you have to type something like driver dot. Which command you have to take? To help Selenium in finding the element, which command I have to take? Which command I have to type here? Find element. Find element command. Okay. Find element command I have to type. Inside the find element command, over the mouse on this, it will say that you have to use which class, which predefined class. You have to use by. Okay. You have to use by predefined class from Selenium library. There's a predefined class known as by class. By is what, guys? What is this by? Tell me, guys, what is this by? By is one of the predefined classes in Selenium WebDriver library. If you want to show me, if you want me to show you that how the by class is a predefined class in Selenium WebDriver library, go to the official website of Selenium. Okay, though it looks very small, but it's a predefined class, guys. So go to the downloads page, go to the API documentation of Selenium WebDriver, type by here. You see, by is coming. Click on finish. You see, by is a one of the predefined class in Selenium WebDriver library. Yes or no? Guys, yes or no? Yes, it is a predefined class. One of the predefined classes in Selenium WebDriver library. By class is one of the predefined classes in Selenium WebDriver library. Okay. Now by dot, lot of predefined methods are coming. How can I get by class dot methods directly? Is this the object reference or is the class only? By class is an object reference of the class. What do you say, guys? By is a predefined class or an object reference of the class? It's like directly a class. But when I say by dot, I'm getting some methods. How I'm getting all these methods? How can I get all these methods? With your knowledge of Java, you have to tell me. How can I get all these methods? Using by dot, how can I get all these methods? You see, the methods can be called. For example, this get method. How you are calling the get method? Using the object reference of the Chrome driver class, you are calling. But here, by dot, I'm not creating an object for the by class. By using the by class itself, I'm calling some methods here. You see, by dot id I'm calling. How can I call this id method directly using the by class? As Satya is saying, that's correct, Satya. That is static. Static. ID is nothing but a static method, static predefined method of the by class. The answer is static, guys. If you have gone through my Java sessions, you would have understood. You see, by is a predefined class in Selenium library. And if you come down here, there are a lot of predefined methods. Okay. Class name is a static method. CSS selector is a static method. Equals is not a static method. Okay. For this, you have to create an object for the by class if you want to access this. Then what is there? Here you see ID. ID is a static method. So by dot ID I can call. By dot link text because it is static method. Name is also static method. All the static methods I can call with the help of the class name. If you remember the static concept, static modifier I covered, right? In one of the Java sessions, I covered different modifiers like access modifiers and non-access modifiers. If you remember, in the non-access modifiers, we had something known as static. If you use a static keyword before a variable or method inside a class, outside the class, if you want to access that particular variables and methods of the class, we don't have to create an object, guys. Directly with the help of class name, we can access the static variables and methods of the class. Clear, guys? Clear, everyone? Clear, everyone? By dot id, you are able to access this method because by is a predefined class and id method is one of the static predefined methods of by class. So directly here, what is the id, guys? In double quotes, we provide the id. What is the id? When you inspected this particular email address field, input email is the id. Copy this input email, paste it here, put a semicolon. Driver dot find element by dot id, like this you have to give. So using the id locator, we are helping the Selenium by passing the id locator with the help of by dot id. By passing the id locator to the find element method, we are helping Selenium in finding the element on the web page. Which element we are helping Selenium in finding? On this particular web page, what is the element that we are helping Selenium in finding?
Email address.
Email address. Yes. Now Selenium can find the email address with the help of this ID locator. Now hover the mouse on this find element. What is the return type of this find element? What is the return type of this find element?
WebElement.
WebElement. Is that an interface or a class? Is that an interface or a class?
Interface.
It's an interface. Okay. Maybe we don't have it here, but it's an interface. Here, I'll just name this as email. Email field, I'll say. Email field is equal to some name I am giving. The return type of the find element, if you want to get as a declaration for this variable, what I have to do, you can give any name for this variable. Hover the mouse on the variable and say create local variable. That's it. Now this becomes an object reference and this is a web element. Web element is what? Hover the mouse on the web element, open declaration from Selenium WebDriver. It is an interface or class. WebElement is an interface or class? People will ask you in the interviews, is WebElement is an interface or class? What do you have to answer? WebElement is an interface. WebElement is an interface, okay? Fine. WebElement is an interface, guys. WebElement is an interface. Now, next thing is email field. Driver.findElement by.id. In order to find the email field, we have to use ID. In order to find the email field, we have to use ID. And now I want to type something into the email field. I want to type something into the email field. What I have to do? I have to copy this object reference, email field object reference, and call a method known as send keys command. Send keys command of the WebElement interface. Send keys command of the WebElement interface. If I go to the library of Selenium here, I'll type WebElement here, WebElement interface. You'll slowly get used to this library, guys. This library is like a dictionary. You don't have to learn everything. Whatever that is required, you have to learn. WebElement is an interface. It has one predefined method known as send keys. Can you see send keys method here? Guys, send keys is one of the predefined method of the WebElement, yes or no? Yes. Using the send keys command, what we can do? Using the send keys command, we can type anything into the field. So here I want to type my email address. So in send keys command or send keys method, I'll pass this argument. In send keys method, when you're calling this particular method, you're passing some argument, guys. That is nothing but Arun A Moturi cap3 @gmail.com. Some valid email address I'm entering for which already I created an account for. Now run the script and see whether this email address is getting entered into the email field or not. Okay. Let's find out whether this email address is getting entered into the email field or not. I have run the script. The script will be very fast, guys. The script will be very fast. Sometimes it will be very fast. You have to be very careful. Like, you'll open the browser, maximize the browser window, take you to the login page and directly enter the email address into the email field. Is my email address got entered into the email field here with the help of Selenium automation? Here you can see a notification here. Chrome is being controlled by automation test software. Can you see that? Guys, can you see this notification here? Can you see this notification? Chrome is being controlled by automation test software. Okay, that means this is a new browser instance. It's not using my local browser. You see, whenever I run the scripts, it's not a local browser anymore. It is a different instance of the browser. A separate profile it is opening. It is a separate profile, guys. You just click on that. Some random person one not signed in is coming here. If you take my local browser, right? The local browser is like this. Aram Priyanka person one is there. Okay, this is my local browser where some extensions, add-ons are there. But whatever the browser that is opened by the Selenium WebDriver, do you see the such kind of add-ons? Is it using my local instance of the browser or it's using a separate new instance of the browser? Is it using a separate instance of the browser or it's using the local browser instance? It's a new instance it's using, okay? Will not get the extensions and all that you are using in your Chrome browser in your machine. Separate new instances, and also at same time you're getting this extra notification. Chrome is being controlled by automation test software also you are getting, okay? That says that this particular browser is opened by the Selenium automation script. Okay, that proves that yes, fresh new instance will be opened by the Selenium WebDriver every time. Fine. And also it has entered using the send keys command. Don't worry about the send keys command. I'll cover that again. For now, understand that we have helped Selenium in finding this email address field with the help of which locator. We have helped Selenium WebDriver in finding this particular email address field with the help of which locator. Which locator, guys? ID locator.
By
Locator. And after finding the element with the help of the ID locator and using that element object reference, we have used send keys command to type this particular text. Send keys command I'll cover again, but for a while, just understand few things, okay? So this is one example of find element by ID, guys. I don't want to go with the next steps because that will complicate the stuff. So I'll go with the next example now. So similarly, if you go to the Selenium WebDriver commands here, apart from this find element by.id, there's one more command like name. There's one more command like what is there? Name is there. I'll cover this name now. Okay. So for that, I'll create one more class. I'll give a lot of examples, guys, so that you guys will get confident. Find element by name demo. Okay. Find element by name demo. With main method, I'll create, click on finish. And inside this, I'll write this. I'll create an object for the Chrome driver class. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Put a semicolon here, Control Shift O, or import this Chrome driver over the mouse and import this Chrome driver for set. Okay, import that Chrome driver, anything is fine. Then what is the next line? Driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. You'll get used to this. Driver dot get provide the double quotes, and here come back here, and here I'll go to this application URL, that is a tutorial, sorry, tutorials.ninja.com/demo application URL. I'll go home page. I'll go to the home page, copy this URL, paste it here. And now what I want to do is I want to type some text into the search box field. I'll right click on the search box field and select inspect option. I'll right click on the search box field and click on the inspect option. Here what is coming, guys? When I right click on the search box field and select the inspect option, what is coming? The HTML code of the search box field is coming. When you look into the HTML code of the search box field, do you see any ID locator, ID attribute here? In this HTML code, do you see any ID attribute? Do you see any ID attributes? No. Then what is the next possible attribute we have to see? Apart from ID, we have to go for what? If ID is not there, we can go for name, right? I'll go with this name. Copy this value of this name attribute, and I'll use that as a name locator. Driver dot find element. Here I have to use by dot ID or by dot name here. Inside the find element command, I have to use by dot ID or by dot name. If I have name locator, I have to use which command? By dot name I have to use, not ID. By dot name I have to use. Name is another predefined static method of the by class, which I can call using the class name, because this is a static predefined method. So static stuff can be accessed using the class names. Okay. Inside the name method, I'm passing the argument, which is nothing but control V search. Okay. Whatever I copied from here, this name locator, name attribute value, I copied here and pasting here. That's it. Put a semicolon here. What is the return type of find element? Tell me, guys, what is the return type of find element? What is the return type of find element? Tell me, from the previous example, you should be able to tell me what is the return type of the find element.
WebElement.
Yes, WebElement is the return type of the find element. Yes, WebElement is the return type of the find element. Hover the mouse on the find element, you will get the return type of the find element as WebElement. Here, what is the WebElement all about? The search box field, right? I'll simply say search field, search box field or search field, whatever you want, right? You write, hover the mouse on this and say create local variable. The return type of the find element will be automatically coming here. Now come back to the search field and simply say dot. What is the command I have to use for typing the text into the search field or whatever the text field? What is the command I have to use? Send keys. Right? Send keys. You see, driver.find element command will help Selenium in locating that search box field with the help of name locator that we have given here. And using that object difference of the web element, we can call a lot of commands. One of the command of the web element interface is nothing but send keys command. Here you can type the text, whatever you want to type. Let's say I want to type HP text into the search box field. I want to type HP text into the search box field. Right click here, run as Java application. Now see here, it will open the application URL. It will open the browser, maximize the browser, open the application URL in the browser on the home page, and in the search box field, it will type HP in the search box field. Okay, just see that the script will be very fast. Observe that carefully. You see, is the HP text got typed into search box field? Yes or no? Is the HP text got typed into search box field? Yes or no? Yes, it got typed into the search box field. Okay, HP text got typed into the search box field. Okay, this is how we can use by.name. Okay, like that one by one I'll explain, guys. One by one I'm going to cover here. Here by.id I already covered. By.name I covered. Now I'll go with the by.class name. This time I'll go with the by.class name, guys. How to go with the by.class name? I'll take another application. I'll just go with omai.blogspot.com. And in this, there is a button here. Can you see a button here, drop down button in green color background? Do you see a drop down button with a green color background, guys? Yes, right? I want to click on the button. When I click on the button, as a proof, what is happening is when I click on the drop down button, as a proof, what options are coming? If I click on the drop down button, what are coming, guys? What options are coming? Facebook, Flipkart, and Gmail options are coming, right? This proves that, this options proves that the button has been clicked. Again, I'm clicking on the button. Once I click on the button, I'm getting Facebook, Flipkart, and Gmail option. Okay. So this confirms that, this options confirm that the drop down button has been clicked. This particular button has been clicked. I want to click on this button. Using Selenium automation, I want to click on this button, guys. That's the requirement. So I'll take, but here the main thing is that I want to show you how to use the find element by class name demo. Okay, this is the next one. By.class name, by.class. Here by.id is completed. Find element by dot id is completed. Find element by dot name is completed. Now by dot find element by dot class name I'm going to cover. If id is not possible, name is not possible, then next type of locator that we generally go is for which locator, guys? If id locator is not possible for helping the Selenium in finding the element, or name locator is not possible, then we have to go with the third priority locator, that is class name locator. Class name locator we have to use, right? Class name locator, right? So here I'll write the code like this: Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Control Shift O, then driver dot manage dot window dot maximize, then driver dot get command, provide the double quotes, and here I'm going to give this application URL omai.blogspot.com application URL. I'll use different applications for different purposes. Here I'm using omai.blogspot.com. After going to the omai.blogspot.com, I would right click on the drop down field which I want to click, inspect that, right click and I right clicked on the drop down field and selected inspect option. The HTML code of the drop down field has come. Just observe the HTML code of the drop down field, guys. Do you see any ID or name? Do you see any ID attribute or name attribute here? In this HTML code of the drop down field, do you see ID attribute or name attribute? No, it's not there. ID attribute is not there. Name attribute is not there. Then what attribute is there, guys? Which attribute is there? After name, ID and name is not there, but class attribute is there having some value. I'll copy this value of the class attribute. And here I'll come and write down the code like this. Which command I have to write? Driver dot. Which command? To help Selenium in finding the element, which command I have to use? To help
Find
Selenium
element.
find element. Driver dot find element. Find element. In the find element, I have to write what? In the find element method, I have to pass which argument?
By dot class name.
By instead of by dot id, by dot name, I have to use by dot class name. Okay, by dot class name method I'm calling, which is a static predefined method of the by class. Okay, here in double quotes, I will paste the value of the class attribute of the drop down button. Whatever I copied from here, this one, class attribute value of this HTML code of the drop down button, I'm pasting it here. Simple. What is the return type of the find element? What is the return type of the find element, guys?
WebElement.
WebElement. Here it is a drop down button. Okay, drop down button. I'll just give some random name which is readable. Create a local variable. Return type of the find element will automatically come here when I hover the mouse on this and say create local variable. Now using this object reference, which command I have to call? This time I don't want to type any text. This time I want to click on the button. Which command do you think will be there in Selenium automation to click on the button?
Click.
Dot click will be there. Definitely the dot click will be there. Earlier we have used end keys command, but this time I have used dot click command for clicking on the button. What is the proof that this particular drop down button has been found by Selenium automation and has been clicked using the click command? The options should come. Facebook, Flipkart, and Gmail options should come. So then we can find out that that particular button has been clicked. Okay. Just see how the script is running. It will open the browser, maximize the browser, open the application URL in the browser, omai.blogspot.com, and it is going to click on the button. Once it will be very fast. It will click on the button, guys. Once the page loads, it will click on the button. Just see here. Are the options coming? Facebook, Flipkart, Gmail options came. Guys, Facebook, Flipkart, and Gmail options came. Yes. That means is the button got clicked? Is that the proof that the button has been clicked? Yes. It's a proof that the button has been clicked. Okay. So we are able to click on the button. This time we have used by dot class name of the find element. In the find element method, we are passing by dot class name as the argument. And in the class name method, we are passing drop down button, which is a class attribute value of that particular drop down button field as an argument. Okay. Simple. Close this. Next one will go like that. We'll cover one by one. Next one is what? Link text. I'll demonstrate the link text also for you. For that, again I'll take omai.blogspot.com only. Here I want to click on one of the link, guys. Here I want to click this compendium dev link. Can you see the compendium dev here as a link? This link I want to click. This hyperlink I want to click, guys. So what is the code I want to write? Right click new. Find element by link text demo. Find element by link text demo. Click on main, select main method, and and here write down what? Chrome driver. Same lines of code. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Control Shift O. Then driver dot manage dot window dot maximize, and driver dot get command, which URL we have to open. we have to open this ome.blogspot.com application URL. After that, after opening this ome.blogspot.com application URL, what I have to do? I want to click on compendium dev link. I'll inspect this compendium dev link. The HTML code of the compendium dev link is coming here. Do you see any ID or name or class name attributes here? In the HTML code of this anchor tag, do you see any ID or name or class name?
No.
No.
Nothing is there. ID attribute is not there. Name attribute is not there. If ID and name are not there, we look for the class attribute. That is also not there. Then the next check that we generally do is like whether this is an anchor tag or not, we'll check. Okay, whether this is an anchor tag or not, we'll check. If it is an anchor tag, we'll see if there is some text between the starting and ending tags or not. Yes, there is some text between the starting and ending tags. I'll copy this particular text between the tags. I'll copy the text between the tags. Compendium dev is the text between the tags. I'll copy that. And using that text between the anchor tags, I'll use that text between the anchor tags as a driver dot find element by dot link text command we have to use. Which command we have to use, guys, this time? By dot in the find
Link
element
text.
command. By dot link text command we have to use. Inside the link text, we have to give the text between the tags. What is the text that you have seen between the tags? Compendium dev. Copy this and give that particular thing inside the link text command. That's it. Put a semicolon. What is the return type of this find element? Web element. So this is nothing but compendium link. Okay, some general name you give, which is readable. Hover the mouse on this and say create local variable. The return type of the find element will automatically get added here. You don't have to type manually. Now simply write, copy this compendium dev link. What we have to do on the link? Generally, what we can do on the link, guys? Generally, what do we do on the link? With the link, what is the operation we can perform?
Click.
Yes, we can click on the link. Like we have clicked on the button. Using the same click command, we can click on the hyperlink. Now let's see whether this we are taken to this opening the Chrome browser, maximizing the browser, opening the application URL, and then we are click. Then the Selenium automation script is clicking on this compendium dev link or not. Let's find it out. Okay. It will be very interesting, guys. Selenium WebDriver, when you practice well, it will be very interesting. So once you see, it will wait. Selenium WebDriver will automatically wait until the page loads. Once the page is loaded, only it will click on the link. It has already clicked on the link, and here it has taken you to another page. Here 404 not found is not nothing. You see, if you do it manually also, you'll get the same problem. Okay, it's not something new. If you click on the link, right, you are getting that 404 not found only. That's okay, but the URL you can check. Test pages, we have basic web pages coming. Okay, you can run the script and find it out again. The page is displaying 404 not found, but that doesn't matter. But whether the link has been clicked or not is important using the by.link text. Okay, I've run the script again. Just see that what type of page you are taken to. It's launched the browser, maximize the browser, open the application URL. Then after the page loads, Selenium will wait for the page loading to complete. Once the page loads, it will click on it has clicked on the compendium link here, and it has taken you to this particular basic web page of the compendium page. Okay, text pages here. Okay, app basic web page. It has taken you to. Okay, that's it. Done. So this is called as by.link text. Okay, by.link text is also covered for you. Next thing is what? Partial link text is. Next command is which command? What is the next command, guys?
Partial link text.
Partial link text. Okay, this kind of command we have in Selenium WebDriver library. So how to use partial link text, I am going to show you. Right click here, new class. Here I'll write find element by partial link text demo. Here I'll write the code like this. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Control Shift O. Then simply say driver dot manage dot window dot maximize driver dot get command. Provide the application URL. Same application URL I'll take ome.blogspot.com I'll take. After going there, I want to click on a link with the help of this hyperlinks. I want to click with the help of partial link text. So let's assume that tomorrow this compendium dev will convert into compendium QA or compendium DevOps or compendium any other thing is there, BA, compendium Scrum Master, compendium Product Owner, like that. The link will change. Let's assume. Okay, let's assume the link will change. Then what you have to do, guys, if the complete text is not constant, when you inspect this hyperlink, you're getting this particular text between the tags. But assume that tomorrow, when you use application, this dev will become QA or dev 1, dev 2, dev 3, like that. or QA1, QA2, QA3, if this is not constant, if it's kind of changing, only this portion is constant, compendium is constant, then can I use this entire thing as a link text, or it's better use that compendium div as a compendium part as a partial link text? Which one is better? If the portion of the text is changing, it's not a static, it's changing, better to use link text or partial link text this time? Partial link text we have to
Partial link text.
this is a place where we have to use. You don't have to directly go and use partial link text. Whenever you come across a real-time situation where some portion of the hyperlink is changing every day, in that case, the constant part of the hyperlink text, you take it. And if you want to take only the partial thing, you cannot use link text. You have to use partial link text. Okay. If you are only taking in compendium dev, if you are taking only compendium text, which is kind of constant, let's assume the remaining part is static, remaining part is changing, let's say. Okay, the constant part, whatever you are taking, it is not the complete part, it's a partial part. That's why we have to use partial link text instead of link text. Okay, so here write down, if I want to locate that particular hyperlink with the help of partial link text, okay, then I have to use by dot. Which command I have to use, guys? Partial
Link text.
should not be using link text here. We have to use partial link text, and here paste the only the constant part of the hyperlink. Paste only the constant part of the hyperlink. Put a semicolon here. Okay. The return type of the find element is what? WebElement. WebElement is a return type. WebElement. You can type it, or you can type the variable and you can write like this. Okay. Compendium link is equal to, over the mouse on this. Create this another way. Okay. Compendium div link dot click. Compendium div link dot click. Dot click. I'll say that's it. Put a semicolon. Let's see whether this is working fine or not. Using the partial text which is there between the starting and ending anchor tags, I am locating that compendium div link. If some portion of the hyperlink is changing, the naming part of the hyperlink is changing in some portion, only the constant part you can take and use that as a partial link text in order to locate the element. Just observe here, after the page loads, it has clicked on the compendium link. It has taken you to this particular page. Okay, it's still working. Clear everyone with the partial link text command when we have to use and all is clear. Generally, we have to go with the link text, but if required only, we have to go for the partial link text. We don't use partial link text directly. Only when you feel that the particular text portion of that hyperlink is changing, then only you have to go with the partial link text. Okay. Otherwise, don't use that. Then remaining two things are what? What are the remaining two things? CSS selectors and XPath expression. CSS selectors and XPath expressions are the remaining two stuff. Okay. So I'm going to do one thing here for CSS selectors and XPath expressions. I'll take one example here. So I want to click on this login button. If I click on the login button without entering the username password, if I click on the login button, what is happening? What is the proof that this login button has been clicked? What is the proof here that the login button has been clicked? If I click on the login button, what is happening? Some pop-up is appearing, some alert is coming, right? Alert is coming, error password or username kind of alert is coming. That's okay. If the alert has come, means the login button has been clicked. That's the proof. So let's try to click on the login button and see whether this alert is coming or not. Okay. Let's find it out. Okay. For that, right click here, create new class, find element by either XPath expression or CSS selector. Okay. CSS selector, let's go. CSS selector demo. Click on public static void main. Here write down Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Write it down. Control Shift O. Then write down driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Then driver dot get command use. Okay. Inside the get command, you provide this application URL of the page omega.blogspot.com. Copy paste better. After that, what I want to do, I want to click on this login button. I'll right click on the login button and select inspect option. I right click on the login button and select inspect option. The HTML code of the login button will appear here. Do you see any ID attribute? Guys, do you see any ID attribute here? Do you see any ID attribute? No. Do you see any name attribute? Do you see any name attribute? No. Do you see any class name attribute, class attribute? No. We cannot use ID, name, or class name locators. Is this an hyperlink anchor tag? Is this an anchor tag? Is this an anchor tag? So we cannot use link text or partial link text. We cannot use. Then what is the next thing that is left out for us? If all these locators are not possible, what is the next thing that is left out for us? CSSR XPath. Only CSSR XPath is possible. Okay. Remaining all attributes we cannot use. Only either CSSR XPath we have to use. So how to get the CSSR XPath of this particular HTML code? Right click on this, select copy XPath. Copy selector. Copy selector means CSS selector. The best way of creating a locator for this CSS selector for this is by having this selector sub extension. In one of the previous sessions, I already covered, guys, how to install the selector sub extension, if you remember, right? In one of the previous session, I covered selector sub extension for you. We'll have one CEO session on CS selector sub. Okay, in the coming days, I'll try to plan that with the help of, I'll call that guy and, get it done. I'll call the CEO of the selector sub and get it done for you. Okay, so, but I already have covered this for you. So I'll just remove it again. I'll remove it from Chrome again and just do it again for you. I've removed it from again. How to install the selector sub? How to install selector sub? Go to this website of selector sub, selectorsub.com. Go to the website of selectorsub.com. Once you go to selectorsub.com, right? Here you will see something like selector sub or something. Just click on install. You'll be taken to another page. Just scroll down. Here different browsers are there. Which browser I'm using now currently? Which browser I'm using currently? Chrome browser. I'll select the Chrome install. Then I'll be taken to the Chrome store, Google Chrome Web Store. Selector sub, add to Chrome. Click on add to Chrome. I got this confirmation dialog. Add extension, I'll say. In a while, selector sub will be, the extension, browser extension of the selector sub will be added to my browser. It's loading here, you'll get a confirmation. Just wait until it is completed. You see, done. It's saying that done. Selector sub has been added. And also a welcome message screen. Test case studio welcome screen is coming. That's okay. Just close all this stuff. And here, just click on this manage extensions one and just pin it so that you can see the selector sub here. Now, once you have the selector sub, what you can do is just restart the browser once. Just restart the browser once. Just close all this stuff and restart the browser. Once you install an extension, right? It's better to restart the browser. Once you restart the browser here, I'll open all these applications. Okay. Okay, the notes I have to open. Since I closed it, I'll open.
Sir, sometimes in the organization, they don't allow to install the selector sub, no? Because of security issues or some other.
Yes.
So
Yes,
how
that
do
may
you
happen.
go about that time?
That time you have to do it by yourself. There's no other way. You have to create the XPath expressions and CSS selectors by your way, your own way. You have to learn by yourself. Okay. So that thing I'm covering in the upcoming sessions, how to create XPath expression CSS selectors by yourself. I'm going to cover here. In the upcoming sessions, I'm going to cover. Okay. I'm going to cover in depth how to create your own XPath expressions and CSS selectors in depth. I'm going to cover. Okay. So if in the organization, if the extension is not allowed, there is no way, guys. Either you have to try and reach your manager and get the permissions and get it installed with the help of your IT team. But still, if your organization is not allowing, then you have to create the XPath expressions by yourself. If you see, I can create XPath expressions by myself. Okay. Just see, I can create the XPath expressions on the fly. For example, for this login button, if I have to create an XPath expression, just see, without using an extension or something, I'll just try to, by looking at the HTML code, I can create. I inspected the login by looking at the HTML code. Okay, here input tag is there, value login is there. I'll copy this value login, Control F. I just select this one and say Control F. And here the text field that is coming, /input @ value is equal to, what is the value? Login, right? Login is the value. I'll just type the login value here and press enter. You see how many elements are getting located? One element. Using this XPath expression, one element is getting located. That is nothing but this login button. You see, this is how you can create the XPath expressions by yourself. Okay. If you're good with XPath, I'm good with XPath expressions, guys. But if you're not good with XPath expressions, in the upcoming session, I'm going to teach you how to practice XPath expressions and CSS selectors from scratch. Okay. Very detailed sessions we are going to have, because in interviews also they'll ask you to write the XPath expressions and CSS selectors for different elements. Whenever, as part of the interview process, as part of interview questions, they'll ask you to write the XPath expression for this login button. They'll give you some random application URL and try to create a complex element and ask you guys to write the XPath expressions and CSS selectors. So it's a very good thing to learn XPath expressions and CSS selectors. Okay. It's a good thing to learn CS selectors and XPath expressions to write by yourself. But you can also, for a while, since I am not there here yet, I didn't cover how to create XPath expressions and CS selectors by your own. I didn't cover that. So I am going to take the help of the Selenium that is selector sub till then. Okay, is that fine? Is that fine? Till then, I am going to take the help of the selector hub to generate the locators for us. Once I cover the CS selectors and XPath expressions in depth for you, then you can create by yourself. Okay, whether your company allows or doesn't allow doesn't matter for you anymore. Okay, you should not depend on a tool like selector sub or any other tool. It's better that you create the XPath expressions and CS selectors by yourself. That's the ultimate thing that you can do, that you guys have to do. Okay. So now how to use this selector sub? How to use this selector sub to generate the CSS selector of this login button. Right click on the login button, you will get this right click option, selector sub. Then you can see copy relative CSS selector is there. Copy relative CSS selector is there, right? Copy this one, select that one. And come back here and here write down what? Driver dot find element by dot, which command I have to use? CSS selector command inside CSS selector double quotes and paste it. Just control V. That's it. Did you get the CSS selector generated by selector sub? Yes or no? Guys, this particular CSS selector is created by selector sub. Okay, generated by selector sub. But in the coming days, I'll show you how to create by yourself. Till then, we are going to take the help of the selector sub. The return type of the web element is what? This is a login button, right? Web element. Find element is nothing but the web element interface. Over the mouse, create local variable. Simply say login button dot click command. Okay, this will click on the login button. Here we are using by.cs selector, another type of method we have covered so far. Okay, different Selenium WebDriver commands I'm covering, guys. In every class, in every file I'm creating here, a different predefined method is being covered. Here CSS selector is being covered of the by class of Selenium library. Okay, you can see that. How can we confirm that the login button has been clicked? If the alert is coming, means login button has been clicked. You see, is alert coming? Error password or username alert has come? Yes or no? Yes, that means the login button has been clicked. Okay. Similarly, we can do the same thing with XPath expression also. Right click using the same selector sub add-on. We can generate the XPath expression. Find element by XPath expressions demo. XPath expression demo. Find element by XPath expression demo with main method. I'll create, click on finish. And here I'll write the code like this. That is Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Control Shift O. Then write down driver dot manage dot window dot maximize driver dot get command. Provide the double quotes and here paste this application page URL here. Then write down driver dot find element by dot XPath. I'll write here double quotes I'll put. So here XPath I want to get for the login button. I'll just write login button here. Over the mouse, create local variable. How to get the XPath expression of the login button? Go to this application page, right click on this login button. Go to selector sub. This option will come only when you install selector sub in your browser. Otherwise, you will not get this right click option. Selector sub. Here instead of copy relative CS selectors, I'll select what? Which option? Copy relative XPath option. Okay, and come back here. Paste it here. That's it. The XPath expression is copied and pasted here. Okay. Now I want to click on the login button. Login button dot click. Click. Put a semicolon and run this code, and it will click on the login button. The proof is that if you are getting that alert message means alert or pop-up dialog is coming means the login button has been clicked for you. Okay. The login button has been clicked for you. That is a case. Okay. Let's wait. Let's see whether once the page is loaded, the Selenium WebDriver will wait and it click on the login button. And you see this error password or username alert is coming. That means that the login button has been properly clicked. Clear everyone? Clear everyone with this by dot ID, by dot name, by dot class name, by dot link text, by dot partial link text, by dot CS selector, by dot XPath is clear for everyone. All these predefined methods of the Selenium WebDriver library are clear for you so far. WebElement also I covered. I'll cover this in a different way anyhow. The purpose of the WebElement I have to cover. Okay, I have to cover this purpose of WebElement. That also I'm going to cover, guys. purpose of the web element. Right click here, create a new class. Simply write down purpose of web element. When we have to generally create a web element and all, I'm going to cover that with main method you create. And here write down Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Control Shift O. Then say driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Then driver dot get command double quotes. Give the application page here. So guys, when we have to generally create a web element, what is the need of the web element? Why we have to driver dot find element that we have to store into a variable which is declared with web element. When it is really required, I am going to show you. For example, once you go to this application page, I'll tell you that, Janavi. There is some more thing that you have to understand. To locate the element, that's correct, but there is some more thing that you have to understand that I'm going to focus now. When you open this application page, you can see this particular text box filled with some preloaded text. Can you see this particular text box filled with some preloaded text? I didn't type this text, but it's coming by default. Yes or no? This particular text is coming by default. By default, what is there here? Selenium WebDriver. I want to clear this particular text. First, I want to clear this particular text. And after that, I want to type my name into that. After typing my name, what I want to do next is, I want to again clear this particular text. And I want to type QFox here. I want to type QFox. Again, I want to clear this. And I want to write something like web element here. Let's say web element. Okay. Finally, I want to type web element here. Okay. These are the things I want to do. Repeatedly, I want to work on the same field. What I'm trying to do here, by default, when I load this application page, by default, which text is coming by default? By default, which text is coming by default as preloaded text? Selenium WebDriver text is coming by default. I want to clear that and type my name here. After typing my name, again, I want to clear the text and I want to type QFox. Again, I want to clear the text. I want to type web element. How many operations I performed on the same field? How many operations I perform? First operation is clearing this particular text from the field is first operation. After that, typing my name is a second operation. Same field, typing my name. After that, clearing is a third operation. Then typing QFox is the fourth operation. Then clearing is the fifth operation. And typing web element is the sixth operation. Got it? 6 times. 6 times I am performing the operation on the same web element. In such kind of cases, what will happen? Let's see. How to do this activity? Let's see that first. And then you will understand what is the purpose of the web element there. I simply write down driver.find element. By dot, I don't know what is by dot now. So for that, I'll just right click here. Which locator, I don't know. I'll just select this and right click here and select the inspect option. The moment I select inspect option here, the HTML code of this particular text box field, which is coming with preloaded text, will come here. It has an ID, guys. I'll take this ID locator, copy this and write down by dot ID, provide the ID locator. Now I'm not going to create a web element here. Simply say dot object of the web element interface dot. This you know, right? Method chaining mechanism, you remember, right? Guys, you remember the method chaining mechanism? The object reference of the web element dot, right? I don't have to store into the web element. Directly I can say dot what? Dot clear the text, clear command. Which command we have to use for clearing the text in the text box fields? Which command I have to use for clearing the text in the text box fields? Clear command. Everyone type in the chat box, clear command we have to use. Okay. Once I clear the text, what will happen here? Once the page is loaded, the text will be cleared. Once the text is cleared, what I have to do? I have to type my name into the text box field. How to type my name? Again, inspect the same text box field, again the same ID. So driver dot find element by dot ID, provide the same ID locator, that is text box 1. This time what I want to do? Dot which command? Dot send keys command. This time what I will type? Which name I will type? My name I will type here. What is the name I want to type? Double quotes, put a semicolon here. My name as Arun Motori I will type. That's it. Second operation is done. What is the third operation? Again, I want to clear the text. Driver dot find element by dot ID. Here, right? The same text box 1. Dot which command for clearing the text? Clear command. Then what is the next operation? Driver dot find element by dot ID. Again, text box 1. This time, which text I want to type? I want to type QFox text. Dot send keys of QFox I will type. QFox. Okay, send keys of QFox. After typing this QFox text, what I want to do? Again, I want to clear the text. Java.find element by.id. Again, the same text box one dot clear command. After typing this clear command, what is the text I want to type? By.id. I want to type WebElement text into the text box one. Finally, WebElement I want to type. Dot send keys of which text I want to type? WebElement text I want to type. Put a semicolon here. That's it. Now run the script. You see on the same field how many operations I am performing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total how many operations I am performing on the same field, guys? On the same field, how many operations I am performing? 6 operations, right? Just see, observe it. It will be very fast, guys. It will be very fast. Just observe the text box field. Selenium WebDriver will be cleared. Then after the page load, Selenium WebDriver Arumotory has been typed clear, QFox clear, WebElement. You see how fast it is, right? It has performed the operation. But do you think this is the correct way of doing the stuff? Do you think driver.find element, how many times you have written here? Driver.find element,
No.
6 times you have written. So what you can do here is copy this driver.find element here, put a semicolon here, create a web element. This is the best practice. Okay. Here write down reloaded text box field, reloaded text box field or something. Just give some random name, whatever you feel convenient. Text box field is equal to create a web element there. Create a over the mouse and say create local variable. That's it. Web element will be created. Now every time you don't have to write like this. Directly write reloaded text dot clear, reloaded text dot send keys, reloaded text field dot clear, reloaded text field dot send keys, reloaded text field dot clear, reloaded text field dot send keys. Which one is better, guys? Creating a web element is better in this case, or directly writing driver.find element dot clear, driver.find element by.id dot send keys is better, or this web element approach is better in this case? Which one is better?
Creating WebElement.
Creating web element is better because you are using everywhere in the script, right? Again, every time you have to write driver.find element is a hectic process. Rather, you create a variable name for the web element of this, and then use that web element name to perform the operations on the same element. Okay, this is a case where we have to store, but it's not compulsory that if you are have to perform multiple operations only, you have to create the web element is not a correct approach. You can every time create a web element and perform the operation. It's not compulsory that if you want to create a web element for a particular element, you don't have to perform multiple operation. Even single operation also create a web element, guys. That is a good practice still. Okay, but definitely we have to create when you have to perform multiple operations on the same element. It's mandatory. It's better. It's kind of best practice that you create a web element. If only one operation you are performing means you can. It's optional whether you want to create a web element or you directly want to write driver.find element dot click or dot send case. It's up to you. It's up to you. By default, only one operation. It's up to you whether you want to create a web element or not. Is up to you. But if you are performing multiple operations, it's a good practice that you create a web element and then using that object reference of the web element, you perform multiple operations. Okay, clear everyone? When do we have to create the web element is clear for everyone. In one operation also we can do. In 6 operations also we can do. Anything is fine. It's up to us. It's up to us in case of one operation. But when you're performing multiple operations, it's a best practice. Okay, it's a best practice. There's no hardened rule that you have to create. You don't have to create like that. Nothing is there in Selenium automation. But whenever you feel that it is a best practice, you do that. Okay. So this is the purpose of the web element, guys. Creating the web element, general purpose of the web element, and hope you got it. Hope you understood it. I'll run the script and see whether it's working still fine or not. Okay. Web element is a predefined interface in Selenium WebDriver library. Okay. WebElement is a predefined interface in Selenium WebDriver library. Some people will ask you in the interviews whether it is a class or interface. You have to say interface. Okay. You see, it's working fine. Finally, all the preloaded text has been cleared and WebElement has been typed at the end. It's working fine. Great. Hope everyone is clear so far. Hope everyone is clear so far. Just type C in the chat box if you guys are clear so far. Great. Okay, Padma, what is your question?
Yeah. Hi, sir.
Yes, hi, Padma.
Why we store in WebElement, sir?
Why we have to store in WebElement is this is the purpose. Okay. So
Okay.
it's like, if you are performing multiple operations on the same element, right? Instead of writing this raw format, driver.find element is a raw format, right? And then saying clear, send keys every time, multiple operations you are performing, right? Instead of repeating the statement multiple times, this raw statement multiple times, you can give a name for this find element. You can give a name for this element, and then using that name, you can perform the operations.
No,
Yeah,
I mean, sir, what is WebElement is a class like interface.
it's an interface. Okay. If you hover here, you see it's a predefined interface. Okay.
Okay.
We'll deal with the interface. Already I explained about the interfaces in Java programming, but going ahead, right? This architecture of Selenium, one topic is there for us where I'll cover all this stuff. Okay, how WebElement is an interface and what it extends, what is the parent class, everything I'm going to cover in depth for you then. Okay, but for now, as part of the interviews, you have to remember that WebElement is an interface.
Okay, sir. WebElement is an interface.
Yes, WebElement is an interface. You have to remember.
Okay,
So
that
I
is reference
joined today,
variable.
right? Padma, have you joined today?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So, Padma, what you have to do is like, apart from this, whatever I'm covering today, right? You also have to watch these videos meanwhile. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So, because we have completed few things. So, what is an interface? What is a class? Everything we have already covered. Okay.
Okay.
So here, go to the, I think you have been added to this discussion group, but I think I have not given the access for you, right? Okay. But in this discussion group, if you are part of that already, just click on this description and you will find this Google Drive link here. Copy this Google Drive link and open with the email address that you have registered with.
Okay.
Okay. So once you open that with the registered email address here, a recommended browser is Opera browser. So in that, you'll be taken to this folder location in the Google Drive where you have the access. Go to the batch2 folder. Okay. Go to the batch2 folder. Don't worry about the remaining stuff. Those are the previous batches related stuff. So go to the batch2 folder directly. Once you landed on this, go to the batch2 folder. In the batch2 folder, you will find the Selenium Java folder. Go inside Selenium Java folder. So here, you have to watch few sessions starting from day 13 onwards. Okay.
Okay.
Here, day 13 onwards, you have to watch. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me on a daily basis, no problem. And they will be covered to you as a repeated thing in the upcoming batches or something. But instead of you waiting for that batches, right? Maybe you can go through these videos meanwhile, okay? Introduction to Java. From 13 onwards, whatever the sessions you can complete, right? You can just come down, okay? Whatever the sessions,
Okay.
24, the interface concept is there in the 24th session, okay? Or already if you have some basic knowledge of Java, do you have the basic knowledge of Java?
Yeah, I have basic knowledge.
In that case, you watch these videos at 1.5 or 2x speed, that will be okay. Okay, just to patch up. Okay, for a while.
Okay. Yeah, bye.
Fine. So, but for now, understand that WebElement is an interface. Okay, at a high level, what is an interface? You can go with the videos and you can get it from there. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Fine,
Thank you.
great. Fine. So Ram is asking me what are the desired capabilities. I'll not cover desired capabilities now, Ram, but sometimes we need some extra things. For example, if you want to run this particular thing in a headless browser mode, okay, this Chrome browser you want to run in a headless mode where you'll not see anything on the UI, but the script will be running in the background on your machine. Then you have to set some settings to this Chrome driver. For doing that, we need desired capabilities. Nowadays, we are not using desired capabilities. People are using Chrome. For Chrome browser, we are using Chrome options. In place of desired capabilities, we are using Chrome options. In case of Firefox browser, we are using Firefox options. In case of Edge browser, Edge driver, we are using Edge options. Like that, different classes are there now. Desired capabilities were there earlier, but now they got deprecated. They got replaced with the Chrome options, Firefox options, and Edge options like that. Okay, that we are going to deal in the upcoming sessions. Don't worry about that. In the upcoming sessions, as part of the advanced topics, I'm going to cover that. Okay, desired capability stuff. A lot of things are there, which I'll be covering when the time comes. Okay, fine. So far so good, right? Guys, everyone clear so far? At least with Selenium automation, can you manage and run the automation scripts using these commands? Can you do that? I gave all the different examples for you today. I gave a lot of examples today. Okay, all these examples will help you in automating the stuff well. Okay, we'll do a lot of practice also. Don't worry, we'll do a lot of practice also. On different applications we'll take and practice, and end-to-end automation we'll do. Okay, end-to-end automation of a live application will do. But first thing is that we have to complete the 50 sessions. Once 50 sessions are done, we'll go with that kind of stuff. Okay. Till then, right, a lot of things are there for me to explain. But ultimately, these are the only, getting started things. I want to make you guys good with the basics and all. Okay, for that I'm covering. Once you're good with this, we'll go with the live applications and all those stuff. We'll practice different areas. We'll keep going on. We'll do a lot of R&D sessions that are coming up anyhow in the upcoming sessions. Okay, click command, we already have used it. Click command, we already have used it. Send keys command, we have used it just now. Clear command, while explaining this by dot id, by dot all this stuff, we have used click command, send keys command, clear command already. But I'll explain that again. So what is the purpose of the click command, guys? What is the purpose of the click command? What is the purpose of the click command? For what purposes we have used click command so far? What is the purpose we have used click command so far? To click the option, like to click on a button, we have used it. To click a button, apart from clicking a button, what I have demonstrated for clicking, apart from clicking a button using click command, what I have clicked using the click command? Tell me, guys. Yes, we have clicked on a hyperlink also. Is that the only thing that click command can do? No, guys. There are a lot of other things that click command can do. Apart from clicking a button, apart from clicking a hyperlink, we can also select a checkbox option or radio option, radio field. We can click inside a text box field. Many things we can do with the help of click command. Okay. Many things we can do with the help of the click command. We can click on the text box field. Okay. So I'll show you guys. So I'll demonstrate the click command for you. It's very easy. Already you have understood the click command, right? It's very easy now. Create new class. Click command. Demo, I'll say. With main method, I'll create. With main method, I'll create. Here I'll write down. Here I'll write down Chrome driver. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. New Chrome driver. Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Control Shift O. Then I'll write down driver.manage.window.maximize. Then driver.get. Driver.get. Provide the application page URL. That is this one. I'll go to the amay.blogspot.com. I'll copy this URL and paste it here. Once I paste the application page URL here, what I'm going to do here is I want to perform different operations using the click command. One of the things that I can do is I can click on a button. For example, if I click on a button, there's a click to get alert button is there. If I click on a button, what is the proof that this button has been clicked? What is the proof that this particular button has been clicked? When I click on the button, what is coming? When I click on the button, what is coming? Alert is coming. Alert is coming with the text hello, kind of text is coming. So let's use a click command to click on the button and see whether this alert is coming or not. For that, I'll write the automation script here. Driver dot find element by dot. So I'll inspect this button which I want to click using the click command. I'll inspect the button. First, I have to make the Selenium find this particular button on the web page. For that, I have to use find element command. Then inspect this button. This HTML code. Does it have an ID? Does it have an ID locator? Yes, it has an ID locator. If ID is there, it's very easy. Copy that ID locator and here write on by dot ID. Provide the ID locator. Put a semicolon here. And the return type of the find element is what? Web element. You can, it's optional, guys. Whether you want to directly say dot click, that is also fine. You can directly say dot click also, or you can create a web element and say web element dot click also is fine. Okay. So let's use, till now we have used web element dot click, right? Now let's use dot click directly. Okay. This is nothing but the object reference of the web element interface. This is nothing but the object reference of the web element interface dot click. Like this also you can use. Okay. It's like method chaining mechanism. Like the way we have used driver.manage.window.maximize, right? The same way we are using driver. The return type of the find element is the object reference of the web element. It's nothing but the object reference of the web element. Object reference of the web element dot click. Whether you want to create an object reference of the web element and use object reference dot click or directly dot click is also fine as part of the method chaining mechanism. This is a method chaining mechanism we are using. So let's see whether the click command is working or not. This click command is clicking on this alert button or not and displaying that high text alert button. Okay, let's see whether it is displaying that high text related alert dialog on the page. If the button is clicked, that means what is the proof that the button is clicked? If you're getting this alert means this particular click to get alert button is clicked and you got this alert with the text hello. Okay, is the button got clicked, guys? Yes or no? Is the button got clicked? The button got clicked. This is the proof that the button has been clicked. Okay. Similarly, I'll comment this part. Okay. Different examples I'll give here. A click command for clicking on a button we have used. We have used a click command for clicking on a button. What is the other thing that we can use? We can click on a link also. We can click on a hyperlink. Let's say I want to click on this jQuery UI hyperlink. Inspect this jQuery UI. When I inspect this jQuery UI hyperlink, you get the HTML code. This HTML code we got. Inspect this. This HTML code we got. There is some text between the tag. There is no ID. There is no name. There is no class name. The hyperlink anchor tag. Text between the tags we can use as a link text. Copy this. Come back here and write down driver dot find element. What I have to use? By dot. Which command I have to use, guys? By dot. In this case, which command I have to use? By dot. Yes, link text. Correct. By dot link text is the command I have to use. By dot link text. Very simple. Okay. Once you understand this, it will be very simple. Paste the text between the anchor tags. Get this particular text, copy this, and paste here in the anchor tags. Paste here, Control V or Control V in the anchor text. Put as dot click, use it. Okay. This click command is now going to click on this hyperlink. It's now going to click on the hyperlink. Just right click, run as Java application, and observe that this will click on the jQuery UI hyperlink and will be taken to that jQuery UI application page. First, it will open the browser, maximize the browser, open the application URL omaya.blogspot.com. After the page loads, it will wait for the page to load. Once the page loads, right, it will click on the jQuery UI link and it will take you to the jQueryui.com website. You see, jQueryui.com website has been taken for you, right? It has clicked on the link. This proves that the link has been clicked properly. What is the other operation that you can use click command for? On this application page, for example, here, here male and female radio buttons are there. Can I select any of the radio buttons with the help of the help of the click command? Can I do that? So I'll select male option here. Right click, select inspect option. Here it has a name ID, guys. It has ID. Copy this ID. Copy this ID, guys. Copy this ID. Come back here and simply write down driver dot find element by dot ID. Provide the ID locator. Dot click. That's it. This is a radio button. Radio button dot click means it will select the radio button. That is by default male or female radio buttons are not selected, but I'm going to select the male radio button like this. Okay. So let me refresh the page once again and run the script here. Right click, run as Java application, and observe that male radio button will be selected using our automation script. Open the page and you see, is the male radio button has been selected? Guys, is a male radio button has been selected? Yes, it has been selected now. Okay, it has been selected now. Similarly, not only the radio button, I can either select or deselect the check. You see, coming to the radio buttons, I can select only one radio button. I cannot deselect, but I can change the option, right? But coming to the checkbox fields, I can deselect this one and select this one. Okay, whatever that is already there, I deselect that one. Whatever that is not selected, I'll select that. That's what I want to perform. Next thing is that I want to select a checkbox here, which is in. I want to deselect the checkbox field which is in selected state. I want to select the checkbox field which is in deselected state, not selected state. Okay, I want to do that. For that, what I'll do, I'll right click on this checkbox field which is already in selected state. I can deselect that one. I'll inspect this orange checkbox field. It has an ID, guys. Copy this ID. Copy this ID and here write down driver dot find element by dot ID. Provide the ID locator of that. What is the checkbox field? Orange checkbox field. Okay. ID locator. Checkbox one is the ID locator of the orange checkbox field. I am pasting here. Dot click. I'll say if it is already in selected state, what will happen? It will get deselected. Now I'll select the blue checkbox option, which is in deselected state. It has an ID. Copy this ID of the blue checkbox option and come back here and write down driver dot find element by dot ID. Provide the ID locator of the blue checkbox field. Say dot click. Say dot click. Now run the script. What will happen? The orange checkbox field, which is by default selected, will get deselected, and the blue checkbox field, which is not in selected state, will get selected now. Okay, the blue checkbox field will get selected now. Just see here what is going to happen. You see, orange checkbox has gone deselected and blue checkbox has been selected. Clear, everyone? Clear? How can we use the click command with the checkbox field is clear for everyone. With the radio buttons, we can only select, but with checkbox field, we can either deselect or select. It's up to us. Okay. Now, apart from this, we can also use the click command to click on any element. It's not specific to button, or it's not specific to some hyperlink. It's not specific to some radio button or checkbox field. Any element, if you want to click on the image, you can click on that. If you want to click on the text box field, you can click on that. Exterior, if you want to click on the text box field, you can click on that. So what is the proof that the text box field has been clicked? What is the proof that the text box field has been clicked? Once I click, what will happen? Cursor. You can see that after you click on the text box field, the text box field is getting highlighted and the cursor is blinking inside that. You can see the cursor blinking inside that. Same thing with the text area field. When you click on the text area field, the text area field is getting highlighted and the cursor is blinking inside that. Okay, that's the proof that the text box field or text area field are kind of clicked. So I'll comment this one and demonstrate that for you. I'll inspect this text box field. I'll inspect this particular text box field. Whenever I'm inspecting, right, I'm not using the automated software opened browser. Okay, I'll use my local browser, guys. It's better you use your local browser. There you will not have selectors or etc. And also it will be very difficult for you. So it's better you use the local browser here. Select inspect option. I inspected this text box field. You see here what is there? Name is there, name queue is there, name locator is there. ID is not there, but name locator is there. I'll take that name locator and here write down driver dot find element by dot name, provide the name locator dot click. Run this code and see whether the text box is getting clicked or not. How can we ensure that the text box field has been clicked? The text box field will be in highlighted state and also the cursor will be blinking inside the text box field. Okay, let's see whether that is happening or not. Once the page is loaded, it has to click on the text box field. Search text box field, it has to click. Once the page loaded, can you see the text box field highlighted, guys? Guys, can you see the text box field highlighted? Search this block, text box field is highlighted. Yes, right. And also the cursor is blinking inside it. You can clearly see that the text box field is highlighted and the cursor is blinking. Similarly, we can click on the text area field and using the same thing, I can click on the text area field also. It is also a text field only, another type of text field. Right click, select inspect option. And here we have an ID for this text area field. Copy this ID and write down here the code that is driver dot find element by dot provide the ID locator of the text area field. Double quotes and say dot click command. And how can we make sure that the text area field has been clicked? The text area field will be in highlighted state and the cursor will be blinking inside the text area field. Okay. Text area field will be highlighted and the cursor will be blinking inside the text area field. Once the page is loaded, you see the text area field got highlighted. Text area field got highlighted and the cursor is blinking inside this. Okay. This is how we can use a click command. Click command is not just for one particular element. Any element you want to click, you have to use click command, guys. It's not just these elements. Remaining elements also. It can be image. It can be anything. Any type of element that you want to click on that. You can even click on the. You can click on the text also. Nothing will happen, but you can click on the text also. Same. Okay. Any element can be clicked with the help of click command. It's not specific to particular element. Okay. The purpose of the click command is to click. The purpose of the click command is to click on the different UI elements that are possible. Okay. We have a lot of other commands, guys. Send keys command, clear command, get text command, get title command, get current URL command, close command, pick command, get attribute, is displayed, is enabled, is selected, navigate, get page source, submit, get tag name, get CSS value, get size, get location, get rectangle, full screen, set size, get class. Many things are there. Get page load, timeout. Many commands are there, guys. Okay. Because in the single session, I cannot complete all the commands. I think I tried my level best in completing most of the commands today. Till click command I covered. Since we are getting started only, I think I'll cover the remaining commands in the tomorrow session. I'll try to complete this remaining commands in the tomorrow session, guys. And there are other commands which I'll be covering after few sessions. After few sessions, I'll be covering the remaining commands. Yeah, clear also covered, but I'll go in depth. You see, whatever the commands, I want to cover every command in depth, guys. I don't want to cover it high level. That's the reason. Wherever, because I showed you how to clear the text in the text box field, how to clear the text in text area field, I didn't cover. Okay. So like that, different varieties I want to cover. So let's go in depth for the command. So even though they look like covered, but I'll cover again. Okay. Don't worry. Click command is covered in depth. Now these commands I have to cover in depth that I'll do in the tomorrow session. Okay. Tomorrow I'll try to finish this up. And then the next plan is that after tomorrow, the Selenium WebDriver commands will be continued. getting started list will be continued. After that, we'll go with the remaining concepts of Java. Then we'll go to the XPath expressions and CS selectors, locators, syntax. Then we'll go with the advanced Selenium concepts. Then later we'll go with the advanced Selenium concepts. Okay. That's the plan, guys. That's the plan. So that's all for today, guys. That's all for today. Hope you have learned something new today. There is a different Selenium WebDriver commands, getting started list you have you have learned today. Hope you have understood. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, you can, we can wind it up. That's up to you. Does anyone have any questions here? If you don't have any questions, just type no in the chat box. If you don't have any questions, just type no in the chat box. If you have questions, you can ask me directly. Okay. Fine. Looks like no questions. So that's all for today, guys. Thanks for attending the today's session. We'll meet tomorrow at the same time and continue with the remaining Selenium WebDriver comments. Bye, everyone. See you.